There are several electric cars coming out in 2021 as the EV craze heats up. Electric cars are becoming more and more viable as an alternative to standard cars, as charging stations continue to improve and the batteries continue to allow them to go further on a single charge. After Tesla's success, many other car companies are hopping on board the EV train. In this video, we'll be going over 10 of the electric cars we think will make the biggest splash in 2021. Before we start the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, let's get started. Number 1. Audi Q4 E-tron. This compact electric SUV from Audi will be fully unveiled in April, so we don't know too much about it yet. Some of the things we do know include the fact that it offers an augmented reality heads-up display, which should provide a new style of dashboard and information presentation that will make for a unique driving experience. The heads-up display will also superimpose some navigation elements, like information about upcoming intersections, as well as standard info such as speed and battery life. The fact that it's a compact SUV means it is also quite roomy, but it's also going for a luxury interior that is reflective of the Audi brand. While we don't know any information about the motor or battery size, that information will be revealed soon. Pricing has also not been revealed yet, but it could be as low as $55,000 for the basic model. Hopefully, the Q4 E-tron SUV will go into production by the end of this year and be ready for the road in early 2022. Number 2. Nissan Ariya. Those who are looking for a cheaper model of an EV may find it in the Nissan Ariya, which is expected to retail at around $40,000. While we still don't know much about this car, as it's not expected to be ready until later in the year, it will be Nissan's second major EV type since the Leaf in 2010. Nissan claims that some versions of the model will have up to 300 miles of range, which would be impressive for the price. However, this excludes the fact that the base model likely won't be able to get that much range for that price. Even though Nissan was an early adopter of EV tech with the Leaf, they've lagged behind other EV cars as the trend has grown. However, if the Ariya's 300-mile range is true, that's much better than the Leaf's 223-mile range. Depending on the configuration, the Ariya will be able to get anywhere from 215 to 389 horsepower. The interior is minimalist in its design, with haptic touch buttons instead of physical ones, two 13-inch displays, and not much else. Hopefully, the Ariya can bring some new life into the Nissan brand and reinvigorate their EV tech. Number 3. VW ID.4. This new offering from Volkswagen checks a lot of boxes, not the least of which is the price. With 5-passenger seating and a starting price at only $34,000, it's off to a great start. However, it doesn't offer seamless charging, which can be a difficult hassle to manage at charging stations. The ID.4 is the first global dedicated EV from Volkswagen, but not their first EV overall. However, they've learned a lot since the California e-Golf in 2013, and the ID.4 reflects that. The interior feels open and ready for self-driving technology. With a large 12-inch infotainment touchscreen mounted on the center dash, it seems to be taking a page out of Tesla's book. There's an in-cabin camera that tracks hand motion, which means the screen can respond without you even touching it. It also has voice command support for hands-free driving assistance. The ID.4 offers 250 miles of range, but charging time is a touch slow, going from 5% to 80% in about 40 minutes. Whether or not it will truly be as big as the Beetle was for Volkswagen remains to be seen, but the low price means hopes are high. Number 4. BMW i4. The BMW i4 is a 4-door all-electric car, with the primary purpose of serving as a stylish alternative to other EVs on the market. BMW has always been a big luxury brand, and the i4 won't change that. While we still don't know a ton about the i4, there are a few things that have been confirmed. It's going to use what's known as 5th-generation electric drivetrain tech in its motor, which is the latest and greatest from BMW. It's compact, lighter, and more efficient. The car battery will also use fewer rare earth materials like cobalt. In spite of this, their battery will be energy-dense, especially compared to previous generations. This will allow the i4 a targeted range of 373 miles. While the i4 isn't road-ready yet, and not much is known about it, it's certainly going to make a splash in the luxury car EV scene. Number 5. Mercedes-Benz EQA. With a driving range of 263 miles and a price of £40,000, the Mercedes-Benz EQA is set up to be a nice mid-level luxury EV. Although it's supposed to be a compact crossover, it's fairly spacious on the interior, with a high off-the-ground seat and good visibility. The lights go all the way across the grille, which gives it a distinctive look on the road. It has 190 horsepower, which allows it to go to 60 miles an hour in just under 9 seconds. That's a little lower than some of the other cars on our list, but it has a price to reflect that. While its top speed is only 99 miles per hour, that should be way more than you need for any amount of safe driving. It can recharge on a rapid charger to 80% in around 30 minutes, which isn't terrible, and likely due to its efficient battery. In addition to the tax break you get when buying an EV, Mercedes is also offering free public charging for the first 3 years. Not a bad deal. Number 6. Hyundai Ioniq 5. The Hyundai Ioniq is a super sleek looking design, opting for a real futuristic look as opposed to a more modern take on design. It's a crossover SUV with an 800-volt battery, a solar panel on the roof, and charge sharing that allows it to supply charge to devices like smartphones as well as other electric cars. While it's out in some places, it won't be in America until after June at the earliest. The most expensive model sells for around $63,000, but the low-end models will likely be much cheaper. It's got a roomy interior and a large trunk space, with a sliding center console, thinner front seats, and adjustable rear seats, all for the purpose of even more room. The 2 batteries can either go 125 miles on a charge or 310, depending on the size. But both allow rapid charging that can take you to 80% battery in under 20 minutes. Overall, the Hyundai Ioniq 5 has a lot of neat features that put it in a unique position in the ever-growing EV market. Sadly, a lot of these features are locked behind expensive upgrades, which means you may not get the car you want at the price you expect. Number 7. Rivian R1T. This all-electric pickup truck is currently being tested in harsh conditions to make sure it's road-ready. While it's going to come out before the Cybertruck from Tesla and will certainly be a competitor in the electric truck scene, it hasn't quite finished testing yet. One thing we do know is that the battery will be able to hold up to extreme heat and cold without much degradation, which is good news. With over 300 miles of range, the R1T starts at $67,500, with more models coming down the line with even better range. Its handling is top tier as well. According to Rivian, it can drive through 3 feet of water and climb 100% grades, and can go from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It can tow 11,000 pounds, though this does decrease the range of the truck. It's also got striking lighting on the grille, making it stand out from other EVs. The interior is also hardy looking and quite capable, especially with a panoramic roof that lets you look at the sky in a whole new way. It also has 68 feet of cubic storage between the truck bed and half-dozen cabin compartments, and 5 seats. And to top it all off, it's got top-of-the-line driver assistance. If you can't wait for the Cybertruck, the Rivian R1T may be the electric truck for you. Number 8. Audi E-tron GT. The Audi E-tron GT was recently announced from Audi, and it's a nice compromise between clean design and moderate mile range. It feels like their non-electric GT while driving, and the interior is luxurious and very Audi in design. The E-tron GT is fast too, with 469 horsepower, a top speed of 152 miles per hour, and 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. All this adds up to make for quite the impressive EV experience. Its mile range can vary depending on how and where it's measured, but an optimistic look says it can average about 240 miles, give or take. It does have an 800-volt charging system, which should replenish 80% of the battery in roughly 25 minutes. This isn't terrible for a charge, and this isn't a car you're going to want to go long distances in anyway. The 2022 E-tron GT is expected to start at just over $100,000, with the souped-up Audi E-tron RS costing closer to $141,000. The mid-level model, the E-tron GT Prestige, is a nice mix of features and quality between the GT and RS, and costs about $108,000. Number 9. Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo. The Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo is maybe the most exciting car on our list. While its specs don't put it at number 1 in any category, there's no denying that it's powerful, and the top-end models push the boundary for what electric cars can do. While the Taycan 4 Cross Turismo only has 375 horsepower, the Taycan Turbo S boasts a whopping 616, and with overboost, 750. It can go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds flat. While the Taycan 4 starts at $92,250, and pricing for the other models is yet to be revealed, the top-end Turbo S will certainly be one to brag about. Other features include adaptive cruise control, Bose stereo systems, a panoramic roof, and can even come with a bike rack and electric bicycle. In fact, the electric bikes they're selling will come out before the car does, which means you can get your hands on a Porsche bike before the car. Though, if you were planning to get the Porsche anyway, maybe hold off on the bike. Otherwise, you may be putting the cart before the horsepower. Number 10. Lucid Air. One of the most expensive cars on our list, the Lucid Air sedan from Lucid Motors will be their first sedan. It's got a sleek design, with lights going from one end to the next, with no breaks in between. The Air will retail for a whopping $169,000, but comes with some stellar features for that price. Not the least of which is the 1,000 horsepower and over 500-mile range. This is an upper-end vehicle, and you will get a top-of-the-line experience guaranteed. The interior is incredibly slick, with a panoramic roof meeting the windshield for a seamless glass front. The display is a 5K resolution and nearly 3 feet wide. In other words, huge. Their motors are also tiny, which means the car is roomy on the interior. It's coming with high-resolution LiDAR for more advanced autonomous driving, and will use over-the-air updates to let the features come when they're ready. It can charge 300 miles of range in 20 minutes, too, which is no surprise given its 900-volt battery. While it has run into some production issues, it should be shipping out soon, and we'll see if it has what it takes to blow the competition out of the water. Thanks for watching our video. Looking for more? Check out this playlist. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss more videos by us. We've got 2 more tech videos like this one coming up soon. Why not leave a comment down below about which car was your favorite? Anyway, we'll see you in the next video. Take care.